Today, Jocelyn and I got together and went to a Goodwill. We saw that they had a ton of Christmas, and the first thing that I saw was this, and I cannot help myself. I have really come to love vintage hobbyist pieces. This one is from the 80s, and she is so happy I had to bring her home. This was, I thought, a Putz house, and I thought it was a giant Putz house, and then I saw the Made in China sticker, and it was also missing the fence. So a clever, crafty person probably could have fixed the fence and brought it home for themselves, but I decided to leave it. And then I'm looking through to see if there's any vintage Christmas ornaments in this, and it was just a whole bunch of glitter, so I also left that there. They had lots of snowmen, and I like decorating with snowmen because then you can leave them up pretty much all winter long. I'm looking for some vintage things, and I am going to spy in 3, 2, 1. There it is. I spied these two little angel candle holders, but they had more of a contemporary sticker on the bottom. So even though I kind of play around with them, fix the candle, see if I like the looks of them, I decided to leave them there because I am trying to pick up more vintage Christmas. And then I found this box of tinsel garland. It didn't have a barcode on it, and it was also marked Bristol, PA. So Jenny and I measured it. There's over 12 feet of garland left, so I decided to take that with me. Here are some more temptations. This looked like maybe a soup and salad or soup and sandwich little tray. Then I found a Snoopy magnetic salt and pepper shaker. Now my research, the ones that I have seen, Snoopy has Woodstock on his belly, but for the life of me, I can't see where Woodstock would have been on mine. There really isn't a rough spot where he broke off. I thought there would be evidence of something yellow on his belly, and to me, it looks like it's in pretty good condition. Then this grabbed my attention because I remember when I was little making these corn husk dolls around Christmas time because family tradition is we make tamales for Christmas Eve dinner, and my mom always has leftover corn husks, and then I would try to make a corn husk doll out of them. They never looked as great as those dolls. And here is some more Christmas. That was a Lennox dish. The Lennox dish, even though it's Lennox, it doesn't have a really high resale rate, so I did leave that there. And now that I thought that was cute, and I was looking at the Santa Claus. They had so much Christmas that it makes me wonder if they have Christmas up all year round because they had so much of it. One of the workers, I did ask, what do you do when it's not Christmas time? And this Christmas has been up for a while, and they say they do seasonal stuff, but they always have a large Christmas section, and I can see why. This was neat. It kind of reminded me of Hawaii or something kind of like that. But it was from 2001, and then these green painted cups had wear on their paint. And then I was just thinking about Hawaii, and then here was a souvenir metal tin tray from the Hawaiian Islands, or representing the Hawaiian Islands. I like the image on this dish. It was called Alpine Peasant Ware. I liked the image on it. It was missing its handle. The handle was probably bamboo or something along that lines. And then I spied this dish, and it looked so familiar to me. And then I realized it was very similar to the hobbyist piece that I had just purchased in Mansfield over the weekend. Here is what mine looks like. So even though I had one, here was another one. That was my deciding factor to leave that for somebody else because I already had one to sell. This was interesting. This was a furry, which I'm guessing it was a pencil holder, and here were some wooden bowls. And then I thought this ornament was pretty. It was white on white, and it had a Carruth collection on the back. And then I had never seen anything like this before either. It was God Bless Our Home, and it was like a slaying of the dragon, and I had never seen that image with a God Bless Our Home. And then here was a whole stack of Mikasa china. You could get all of that you see there for $33.99. I don't know what the pattern is, but I do know it was made by Mikasa. And then there was this wall clock. It was very, very heavy. You can see it's pottery, and it had a marking on the back of it that said Rose in Bloom. It was extremely heavy, and even though I liked it and I thought someone else would probably like it, just the weight alone deterred me from purchasing that. And then there was some more Mikasa. Here was another pile of china that you could purchase. And then I was just being nosy, seeing what this was. And then I moved that white piece out of the way to get to this goose or swan plate. I thought that maybe it was Fitz and Floyd because there were quite a bit of Fitz and Floyd pieces at that Goodwill that day, but it wasn't. Well, it wasn't marked. And this piece is made, or it's marked FTD. And I've also seen this in green. This was a bit of childhood nostalgia for me. I have this set from my own childhood, and I thought, well, this is in really good condition. But unfortunately, when I turned it over, I realized even though the graphics were in really good condition, it had a giant crack in the plate. So I did leave that. This was an interesting piece of decoration. It was a snowman with a light inside a canning jar. I like the graphics on these mugs. I'm trying not to pick up too many mugs. It's so easy to pick up mugs because they're so cute, and there's 2 of them. Had a nice vintage looking image on them, but I left those. And this looked like it was for making s'mores, probably. And here were some more Temptations mugs. These were only $1.99. I've seen them marked higher. They're really big. And this was a cute little bunny switch plate. I thought about it, maybe if it was spring, when you're in more of the mindset of rabbits and things, and I just say that. Maybe if it was spring, and then I realized, hey, look, another hobbyist piece. But this was so well done. Look at that paint job. This is from the 80s, 1983, and there is a tiny little chip on the gray bunny's foot, but I thought that paint job was spectacular. So even though I didn't get the bunny switch plate, I got the bunny hobbyist piece because it's a hobbyist piece, and I can't help myself. Here was a sweet little Mexico pottery dish. Unfortunately, it had a lot of chipping around the rim of it. It had a nice little bird hand-painted image on it, but because of that chipping, I left it there. And then Mary and baby Jesus, but Mary was missing her thumb. And the design of it, it seemed more contemporary to me. Anyway, I like getting the vintage ones. And this was for your starter fluid. And look what someone made. They made a tidbit tray. If you got it, you'd have to kind of make it a little bit more secure because it was a little wobbly. And then I found the shiniest cookie jar in all the land. She was so shiny. She was lustery. And she was in pretty good shape. But I really like these instead. These had a sticker on them that said it was made in USA, but the pieces themselves, I think they're trivets, are stamped Japan, and they have that crystalline glaze in the center of it. So I think you could use these as trivets or hot pads, or you could put your plants on top of them or just set them out. I thought they were neat, unusual, and I liked them. And I thought someone's going to like these also, so I decided to get them. This was a nice Asian piece, but it was very, very cracked and repaired. Someone did love it enough to repair it. And I thought this was cute, but even though it had cats on it, I'm trying to stay away from the mugs. So I left that as well. And doesn't this look like a pound puppy? I think it even has the pound puppy heart on the bottom or the back of it. Then here were some vintage Mother's Day plates. I'm just showing you the graphic because it's fun to look at old vintage graphics. Here she is on the telephone. They're in really good shape. But I normally don't buy collector's plates like that. And this, I was thinking, oh, I bet the knife goes in Santa's head. And that would be just a little disconcerting if you were taking the knife out of Santa's head at the Christmas party or holiday party. And then the graphics on this, I thought this was old wrapping paper. But I think it was more contemporary. And I think it actually was a tablecloth, if I'm not mistaken. And here was another hobbyist piece. Look at them. That was big. I don't get this one. Don't worry. Like you have a problem. I love them. I've grown to love them. And plus that one had a big crack in it, but I still wanted to see what all the graphics were. This was a music box, and I thought it was neat that it was all shades of blue instead of your typical red and green. And then I was feeling a little hungry, and I thought about eating this giant candy cane. I thought about it, and then I realized it's from 2014. I'm kidding. So I decided to leave that there. And these were Fitz and Floyd salt and pepper shakers. They were made in China. If they were made in Japan, I probably would have picked them up because to me that means they're a little bit older. And then I wasn't quite sure what this was. It's like a little craft kit. And then this is, I think, isn't this to keep your dishes warm? And it was a 3-burner. Usually you just see 1. So I thought that was pretty cool that there was 3. And then I found some Fitz and Floyd new in the box. And this is a little platter. Isn't that cute? So I took it out to make sure it was in good shape and didn't have any chips or anything. And to me, it looks like it's in really good condition. And I really liked this handmade wooden duck decoy. I can't decipher the signature, but it is a cinnamon teal duck. And then at the very end, look at these tablecloths. They are hand-stitched, embroidered folk tablecloths on linen. I don't know what country they are from. I'm thinking more of a European country. But if you know, oh, I know exactly what that is, please tell me. I would love that. So here is everything I picked up on this trip with Jocelyn to the Goodwill. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I picked up. I hope you had a really great day today or are going to have a really great day. And I'll see ya.